It wasn't really about a career. We didn't take it as serious as y'all do.
Here we go, y'all. Casa Records. Check it out. Mr. Rap. People in the place. You know what I'm saying?
My name is Reggie Rockstone, and I represent West Africa, Ghana to be precise. But you can call me Awasante. You can call me the microphone Jata. You can call me the rap godfather, the Hiplife grandpapa. You can call me Mr. R2G. You can call me the Sacrum president. Boy, I got a lot of names. But every single one of them special. And every single one of these names has a story. So you ask and I'm going to tell. The name that I love most, that was given to me by the people, would be the Hiplife grandpapa. Reason is, it confuses the funk out of folks, man. Every time people meet me, based on my history, they feel like they're about to go meet a really, really old man. Yes, I am old, but I don't look it. The reason why is my story unique, or should I say our story? You know, a lot of people don't understand that we had a major hand in the revolution that sparked off all over Africa, not just Ghana. Young Africans were inspired by the Hiplife movement all over Africa. So today, it has become it has become a collector's, because it's a piece of Ghanaian history. It's a piece of African history. Because if you know the story of me and my brother DJ Rab, it was almost like an exodus, because we all we lived in the West, New York, the UK, and we all came home and started this movement. And here you are today with a whole beautiful collage of, talented young black brothers and sisters. You could have never had hip hop without Hiplife. You could have never had Hiplife without hip hop. And it's almost like we are the realest when it comes to paying homage. Because you got to understand, people like me and Rap come from the Public Enemy era. We was really about this, and but then, most people talked it, but they didn't walk it, but we came home. And here we are today, expressing ourselves in our own language. And it really instilled much pride. So the re-release of all the 5 albums is by popular demand. A lot of times people will come up to me when they hear my music. They're like, yo, I remember I was in secondary school. I was chasing this chick. I remember she liked your song. That's why, I got with her, because I had your tape. We gave it to y'all for free. Now I'm making food for you. I'm feeding you, Wache. And I already fed your soul, because music is food for the soul. So it's time to just, reap what we sowed. But legitimately. Yeah. People always ask me this, which project? You know, I love all my children. You know, I mean, some of them, every project got a different story. Because if you listen to Makan, this was when we was fresh off the planes. You know, we was like buggies. You know, I don't know if your listeners know what a bugger is. You know, it's like folks that live outside and come home. So we came with all our bravado, our backpacks. We was like tourists, our sneakers, Timbs. You know, I'm still wearing a white beater though, so I stayed in character. You know, our bandanas. You know, I had my dreadlocks up to there, my knapsack, and of course, booming hip hop headphones. And the kids were in awe of us. You know, because we looked just like the folks they seen on television. But then when we would go in the studio and start rapping, it was in their own language. And that bugged them out. So he's like, yo, they know what time it is. Plus they down.
The concept for the video is based on the track. We sampled a brother called Palm Boys from the old school. This is a real definition of hip life. So me, Samini, we on our way to go do a show, and we get sidetracked because the old folk, they slick with it, and they fooled us. So we come to this venue as an old people's home, and they have us performing. That's pretty much the concept. I can't tell you the rest, man, because it hasn't been shot yet.
One interesting project that still stands out, well, they all stand out, but it's registration. Registration came at a time when Ghana wasn't paying no attention to me, because I had already gave them a style to run with, and you know, everybody was running around crazy, and I just took time off to make music that I liked, you know, because you know, I'm not saying I didn't like the music I made before, but remember, I come from hardcore hip hop, you know, and you know, I didn't want to be like a hip hop basher, you know, like a Bible basher. I didn't want to try to force feed, because you know, Ghanaians have a certain vibration. They love to interpret body movement to music, or music to body movement. They love to dance. So how do you tell that kid that Puff Daddy is a sucker? You know, because he's making some pop music. Because you know, back in our time, we used to clown, you know, very commercial music. But here I was back home, and I had to make music that could just, you know, ease in. Remember, when I came home, hip hop wasn't, you know what I mean, it was here, but the older folks was frowning on it. You know, they was, you know, G-checking these kids. So there was a little bit of resistance, you know. So what do? I take samples that they're familiar with. I go into the archives, take a sample from a Logic here from poem, authentic highlight from the 70s, and I spit a verse on there, but in English. You know, you have your mother get up and your uncle's down, and then for the young folks, the rap, you know, represented for them. So all of the above, yes. But yes, the most for me was registration. You know, it's a double album, and you know, I got some amazing cuts on there. You know, a lot of people don't know. Like I made music with Manifest, you know, this is way before he blew up. You know, Trickmatic is on there, Scientific is on there, Deep Black, everybody, FDR's on there, you know, and some no names on there, you know, producers. It's one of my best, you know. The other stuff is historical, but registration gave you a rounder idea of who you was listening to musically, you know, because some of the cuts on registration I could have never played on radio back in. They you know, it's like, yo, what's this? It's kind of slow, bro. You know, they wanted a yamadana, you know. So yeah. It wasn't really about a career. We didn't take it as serious as y'all do. You know, we just put out the records and bounce. You know, I remember putting out one album and I left to New York. We didn't even promote this one. And the only one off of that album that I put a little weight on won me a Cora Award. Reggie, if I'm born in Channel, why? And it had won the best video. Now there's so much going on, man. You got the streaming, the downloads. I'm an OG. I need to learn all of this. If I'm still on Instagram, I need to learn all of the above. So, they tell you, yo, you got to do this, and you shoot the video this. So, but I guess it's natural because evolution. So, and me, I'm hip to the game, so I move with the times. So it's not exactly the same way. I mean, back in my time, when you book studio time, shit, it was time ticking. These kids today, they got studios on their phone. So they record 100 songs in a day. We didn't have that. You stuck to that one, made sure it was really tight, came back the next day, took it home, listened. If it was garbage, you came back. But these kids, they could punch them in. Just walk, boom, come in. They got so much sorcery working for them.
Magnificent. I am Madonna.
The legendary question, and it's people always want to know, is how I name all my projects. The first project is Makan. For those who don't speak my language, you can put subtitles on this here for them. And then the second one was Minamikaye. And the third one was Mecca. And then the fourth one I pulled out was Last Show. And then I did the sneak one, Registration. Okay, so now I come from the old school. So, we was raised on Public Enemy, as I said before. EPMD was one of my favorite rap groups. Peace to Eric Sermon and Parrish Smith. And, I love EPMD. And one thing that EPMD always did was every project, every album had the word business in it. So if you had one album, strictly business. Next album would be business as usual. Next album would be business, not personal. And it always bugged me out. I said, yo, this is so fly. I got to get a piece of this, but in Africa. And so what I did was, I just serialized mine by using, but unbeknownst to me, it actually matched my personality. Because, I'm an outspoken dude. So, Maka, Minamika, Mecca. And it just matched the whole Reggie Rockstone persona. And that's how that came along. So today, My studio sessions were like mini parties. We come in there, what we do in the studio. Don't make like you don't. We had the Fly Sisters in there. Of course, my man, my mellow Rabbi, the strict dude that he is, we balling, but he's keeping it, moving. But almost every studio session was like an event, and especially when we put it out and it's nice, we finish, we go eat, bring the drinks. We got the Fly Sisters with us. What more can I say? So nothing extra, but it was always steady. Studio time was always a mini party, yeah. If you sat back and you looked at the whole Hiplife story, it would feel or seem like I had an elaborate plot to come home and do what it is that I did. Nope, I didn't. It's actually the opposite. I originally, I was in a very successful rap group in the West. Peace to Freddie Funkstorm, my man DJ Pogo, Jay, Sonia Polton, God bless you. They put me on. And we was doing really well. We was opening for Das Effects. We was opening for Rex and Effect. We was opening for Pete Rock and CL Smooth. You know, these are some hip hop legends that you know you older cats will know. And so my coming home was purely by chance, because I had been in the West for so long, and I was disconnected. I just happened to be at a show, and at this show was the Jungle Brothers. If you know your hip hop, you can look them up, the Jungle Brothers. Anyway, we backstage. I think Moni Love was there, you know, just kicking it backstage. And one of the members of the group, Jungle Brothers, are over here saying, yo, we're going to Africa, man, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay, you know, I'm African. And of course, I asked that question because, you know, they romanticize Africa. They say, so I said, which part of Africa you going? And he opened his mouth and he said, Ghana. I said, what? That's where I'm from. You going, damn, is hip hop that large over there that Jungle Brothers is going to my country? So, you know, I immediately, you know, I hit my father up. And as we say in Ghana, I walk well. Yes, the man had come into some good money. And I told him. He said, oh, yeah, it's a movement called Panafest. And that's how we got on the plane, myself, Reggie Rockstone. And we would come connect with Brother Rab, all the beautiful souls, from Rutai to Zap Mallet, all the story never stopped till today. With me sat here before this camera, the story still moving.
Not an imitator, I can demonstrate it with a pen and paper. I be killing rhythm in a minute, make a hater wanna leave and go meet the maker. You can study this, you go sabe how they do how they carry. Charlie, you know, go fit, compare me, meet me chilly. Debbie, I be sick. So me yari, shout out to Rabakari.
Just something that I knew how to do, because I love music, I'm a dancer, you know, and I interpret music via body movement. And so it was only natural that I would learn to make the music. If you like fufu that much, you're gonna learn to make fufu. And that's what happened with me.
Reggie, I'm not lying, I'm the microphone jata.
People ask me that too, man. Reggie, what would you be if you wasn't a musician? Well, not too far from music, because I went to drama school. I aspired to be an actor. Yep, I went to, you know, so I would have probably, I was still close to the arts. I mean, my father being a fashion designer, you know, so my whole household is, you know, it's on some arts, yes.
Call this one a tri-continental Hiplife affair. We run through Ghanaian from 4 mics and 1 spear. Hiplife is locked down in your ear, y'all hear? Big up my chest. This track was made in 24 hours. From the studio, made a video showing my power. True. 4 Africans, 2 ballers and 2 dress. Call us the super friend.
What's your best memory with a fan? When I got air conditioning? Nah, these jokes, dry jokes. Oh, I got plenty. You know, recently I found out that this I knew him when he was younger. He would always connect with me. He was a huge fan of mine. He knew my lyrics back to front, and you know, he found me in my old age because I knew him when he was younger, and it turns out that he named his son after me and my pops. So his son is Ricky, Reggie, and then his surname. And that kind of bugged me out, you know, to the hard way. But yeah, I got so many, you know, I got some wild stories too, man. Some crazy chicks, you know. But I'm a people's person, so people very, very easily forget because I let you forget. So you don't have no airs, you don't feel uncomfortable around me. I don't play that star, you know, celebrities. It's never been my style. Matter of fact, if you check my career, I pretty much put myself in a position where I was always accessible. I didn't want a situation where I was so huge I couldn't go out without a bodyguard, and no, you know. So I go out by myself. If I gotta shake 100 hands, I do that. In my time, we didn't even have so much of management per se, you know, PR. So when I stepped out, people show me love. I'm sitting with the people, we're drinking, we're talking, we eating, whatever. And so this has been Reggie Rockstone. I'm very connected to the people. I have lived a very, very interesting life. You know, like my mother always say, there's never a dull moment. So a lot of things that people think, you know, would be big to them don't faze me much. But yes, there are some highlights. Uh, I remember a show at the Black Star Square. You know, we knew how big we was at that point, but we did not know how big we was. We had arrived. And being as humble as we are, we were just walking this shit through, excuse my language. So Black Star Square, I think I had malaria, you know, me, DJ Rab, a couple of my boys, some dancers. I think it was the Millennium something, I can't remember. And when I got on that stage and I seen, it was like a sea of heads, black heads. I never seen that many folks, you know, congregated, young Africans screaming, you know, and especially with such a grand intro for Keep Your Eyes on the Road, because Keep Your Eyes on the Road is an opener. Ding, 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 dun, dun, you know, even I get excited coming on. And the place erupted. And it was that moment that I thought to myself, okay, I think they get it. Mumble rap, when it first popped off, had a brother confused, you know, and I like, I'm open-minded, you know, I know styles change, you know, and in our time, you have folks, you know, pointing the finger about, yo, why you wear your pants, you know, to you know, why you showing your butt crack, or why you boxer shorts, you know, all different types of style trends have come, and there was always a generational gap where you are misunderstood. I get it, but mumble rap though, now that's a whole different, because I had a sneaky feeling that you have some powers that be behind that bullshit. You know, you know, rap is oral information. How the funk are we mumbling now? And people getting paid for that. But then I take another step back and I say, okay, that's what the kids are into. But you see the Pied Piper. So I'm a true connoisseur of hip hop. And so then I started thinking about these conspiracy theories. Are they really dumbing hip hop down? You know, we went from fight the power to mumble rap. Come on now. Something just ain't right. And you know, somebody's getting paid. I mean, it's the same way. I remember gangster rap, you know. And black folks, we catch it bad, man. You know, we making devil music, you know. You say, oh, the expression is, you see, when you hear the rock musicians talking about the devil, blah, blah, it's really no different to me when you talking about killing the next man. Some of these hip hop songs, I know Ja ain't smiling with it. You know, some of them got real heavy negative vibes, and they get paid for this shit. This is what kills me. So, you know, you want to rap about killing niggas, excuse my language, but you will never shoot at a KKK. No, it don't make no damn sense. You know, and I don't know if I got older but you know, I can only get wiser. So, and you know what's really dangerous? The Pied Piper syndrome, it comes with a fly ass beat. Yep. It will lead all of you down there because the beat is thumping and you just going.
Rockstone. Yeah. I said chrome president. And we so see a plan B. Plan A. Min coffee na min train. Plan B. And now send me through fear my member my bank pop.
When we was recording, I can't remember which album, but we went through the whole Doomsaw thing that y'all big and, you know, you went crazy about Doomsaw. We were the recipients of the original Doomsaw. And I remember one episode where Zap didn't back up. I can't remember what happened. And I had laid the Flyers verse and the lights went out. And I had to come back in there and do that whole song again. Now, let me tell you what's really funny. That song would become a huge hit. And I don't think the first verse that I laid would have cut it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, especially my Nigerian brothers and sisters, I will have you know that I'm one of the first people, if not the only one, who samples Fela Shakara. And y'all wasn't even talking the Afrobeat talk back then. So from the very inception of Afrobeat, we had already opened them doors. Yep. You don't believe me? Go check. And yamada now. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. I could pretty much, I think it's safe to say that every feature that I ever had or collaboration, I spoke into existence. If I'm feeling you, that's just what it is. Not necessarily, it don't have to be just your music, your politics, you know, the way you move, the style, your vibration. So, you know, people will rush a certain artist and like, yo, he's a big star, you know, and I'm like, nah, you know, I don't want to make music with him. And most of the folks that I did make music with, brother Two-Face, you know, most people that I sparred with are pretty much like me. You know, very down to earth, got good politics, great earthlings, you know, have a heavy passion for what they do. And so, yeah, it just fit like a glove. I am very, 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 I scope. If I had to remake one of my albums, now that's a tough one there because, you know, all my joints is classic. Yeah. I doubt. That's like saying, do you have any regrets? You know, I really don't, you know, I'm moving job time. But, of course, you know, some of these young soldiers that I'm really feeling. So, you know, I like the young dynamics. My brother, Kwame Eugene, the Kiddies, medical, definitely. But then, of course, I spar with the old school too, a Bravo, you know. That's probably one of the most anticipated collaborations because, you know, here's this one human being who I inspired, a Bravo, and he inspired Sarkodie, and I had some, you know, I inspired Sarkodie in my own way, and a Bravo makes a song with a Sarkodie, and then I come in and I make a song with Sarkodie. So he's solid. He got both, you know, two big man them running with him. But me and Bravo never hit the studio. And so since I still got all my teeth in my mouth and I can pronounce selfie and not say selfie, I think that will probably be the next move to excite Ghana. And it's going to happen whilst I still got all my teeth in my mouth, yeah. Oh, I can take it from anywhere. You know, I got so many songs, sometimes I'll be mixing them up. So, you know, one line, subtitles, get ready. One of my favorite lines, because it's really me, because it has a humorous vibe to it. Your woman name kuta me mic. Doctor no share me nim sauce ya kwala be bright. One of me be me na me said that's right. And then when you just sing cross for me like where your calabash fast rap maybe it's a pipe I do anya me type baby I'm in a fight. Who jam sister sad like. I got back on the desk pipe. Remember say me appetite DJ why anya me da muti me cause strike. Reason is that first line there, your woman name kuta me mic. Now, when you put the subtitles on, I hope you do me justice. Otherwise, these kids will boo me. But basically, I'm saying, when I was born, I already had the mic in my hand. The doctor took one look at me, and he said, this kid's about to be bright. He's going to be bright. So I opened one eye, and I said, that's right. You know, it sounds better in my language, you know. And, oh, yeah, I got some English verses, but, you know, I let that slide because too many freestyle MCs are jumping my mouth. Let the old man be. But I got some though.
Do I make myself clear? Yeah. Do I make myself